Hey guys. Hey guys. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here for day 2. Before we get started and jump into today's content, I want to hear from you. So drop in the comments. Did you watch yesterday's video? Did you try either of the tools, the 60-second reset or the bookend gratitude practice? And if you did, what happened? What did you notice? Was it harder than you expected? Go ahead and tell me about your experience in the comments. Um, I'll give you a second to drop those in. I really love hearing all of these stories because honestly, your experience, telling everyone your experiences can help all of us here feel less alone in ours. So take a moment, tell me how it went. This is exactly why I love doing these live videos, because you can't get this from a pre-recorded video. This is real, this is live, and this is your room. I just want you to know that I see you, and I really do want to hear. Even if you are watching the replay, go ahead and drop in the comments wherever you're at and let me know what your experience was like if you watched yesterday's video. Okay, so yesterday we talked about mindfulness and gratitude, and we talked about getting present in the present moment and being aware of that and training your attention, starting to notice what's exactly happening in the life around you instead of running on autopilot. So today we're going to dive a little bit deeper, and I mean that quite literally. We're going to go into the body, because here's what I see happen all the time with especially empaths and highly sensitive people that are going through their spiritual awakening. They tend to go up. They go into their heads, into the spiritual, into the ethereal, and they completely leave their body behind. And then they wonder why they're feeling ungrounded or anxious or disconnected, or like they're just floating through their own life. So today we're going to start by taking steps to fix that. So why does this matter? The energy body is very real. I know that might sound woo-woo to some of you, and if you're coming from a more scientific background, that's okay. Because here's the thing, even from a purely physiological standpoint, what we're talking about today makes sense. Your body holds everything that your mind tries to skip over. Every time you've pushed down a feeling or an emotion, every time you've told yourself to just get over it, every time you've kept moving when you needed to really stop and reflect, well, your body takes notes and it's all in there. The chakra system is essentially a map of where all of that energy lives and how it moves or doesn't move through your entire system. And today we're going to focus on the bottom 3 chakras because that's your foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on a cracked foundation, and you can't do upper level spiritual work, the intuition, the connection to source, the manifestation, while your base is unstable. It just won't hold. So let's talk about what's actually down there. Let's go through each of the lower 3 chakras. First is your root chakra. This is your foundation, your safety, your survival, your sense of belonging. Do I have enough? Am I safe? Do I belong here? And when your root is dysregulated, and for a lot of us empaths, it's been dysregulated for a very long time, probably most of our lives. You feel it as chronic anxiety, maybe financial fear, even when you're technically okay, a sense of never really feeling settled or feeling like you can exhale all the way. There's senses of hypervigilance because your body is always scanning for a threat. Does this sound familiar to anybody? If yes, go ahead and drop it in the comments and let me know if that resonates with you. Okay, so that is your root chakra, and it makes complete sense because empaths absorb environmental energy. If the world around you feels unsafe, your root has learned to stay alert. And today we're going to start changing that signal for you. Next is your sacral chakra, and this is your creative center where pleasure is found, flow, feeling things, the ability to experience joy and sensation and creativity without shutting that down. When your sacral is blocked, you might notice a creative drought. Maybe you used to paint or write or make things, and now you just don't, or you feel kind of numb, or you're going through the motions and nothing is really lighting you up like it used to. You can't access that pleasure zone. Even when you experience good things, they kind of fall flat. A lot of empaths shut the sacral down as a protection mechanism. If you feel everything so intensely, as we tend to do, learning not to feel them becomes more of a survival skill. And the problem is that you can't selectively numb. When you shut down the hard feelings, you're also shutting down the good ones. So has anyone experienced that kind of a situation? Go ahead and drop that in the comments. Tell me about your story, your experiences, if you're willing to share. So lastly, in the bottom three chakras, we have the solar plexus. And this is your personal power center. This is your identity, your will, your gut instinct, quite literally. That physical sensation in your stomach when something is right or wrong. Sometimes for me personally, I get these I call them truth tingles. I get these electric like tingles in my stomach. And that's me saying that I'm on the right track, that things are right, that resonates with me. And sometimes if I walk into a room and there's somebody there that I'm like, I don't really want to talk to them, you get that gut feeling, that like weird sensation that's almost uncomfortable in your stomach. That is your intuition telling you, you know, to navigate through different things that come into your energy field. When the solar plexus is weak, you feel as if you're people pleasing. It's something that we all do. I know I've been guilty of it. There's decision paralysis where you can't make choices without checking with everyone around you first, constantly second guessing yourself, or giving your power away to other people's opinions, other people's needs, and other people's moods. I know for me, a lot of times it was, trying to make sure that everyone was comfortable. But when you do that, you kind of go back on your own healthy boundaries as well. So you have to find that balance between making sure you're speaking up, speaking your truth, and making sure you're taking care of yourself, and also maybe still trying to keep the peace. So that can stem from your solar plexus chakra as well as the heart. So for empaths, this one is really huge also because we're wired to feel other people. We feel other people's energy, other people's emotions, what people are thinking. So when we learn very early to prioritize their experiences over our own, that kind of leads into all of these things that we're talking about. We mistake other people's emotions for our own intuition, and we have to learn to differentiate between what's ours and what isn't. And we lose track of where they end and where they begin. So the solar plexus is where you get that back. So I have a quick question for you, anyone who's listening. Which of these three of the lower chakras resonate most for you right now? The root, the sacral, or the solar plexus? And why? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. All right, so here's the thing that I want you to really land with before we start going over the practical tools for today. Your body has been keeping score, not to punish you, but to protect you. And every time something was way too much to process in real time, your body said, I'll hold this for you until you're ready. The tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, the knot in your stomach that never quite goes away. That's not just stress, that's stored information and stored energy. And the work that we're doing this whole week, is about reopening that communication channel. Not to rip everything open at once, we're not going to do that, but to start gently and consistently saying to your body, I'm listening, I'm here, I'm ready to work with you instead of pushing past you. And now I'm going to share some tools on how to do that. The first practical tool that I want to share with you is a grounding practice. And I'm actually going to walk you through this one right now together. If you can, if you're sitting down, make sure your feet are flat on the floor. You can stay seated, but just keep your feet flat so that it's completely touching the ground. And then close your eyes when you're comfortable. I want you to take 3 slow breaths with me. We're not going to rush it. 3 deep, slow breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more. And just kind of let everything release as you take that last breath out. All right, now I want you to imagine that there are roots growing from the soles of your feet or from your root chakra down through the floor. They are going down, 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 down through whatever is underneath you, through the foundation, through the floor, all the way into the earth. And you're going to let them completely go down, 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 down through all of the layers of the planet to the core, to where Mother Gaia resides. Feel them grip onto the core of the planet. You can have them wrap around, you can have them dig in, whatever resonates for you. And now, as you feel them grip, I want you to feel the earth kind of push back. You're going to bring up, and you can do this visually or just know that it's happening, giving the intention of receiving that energy from the earth. You're going to feel stability rising up through those roots. The earth energy, that grounding energy coming up, 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 all through those roots, up into your feet, into your legs, settling into the base of your spine. And now we're just going to stay here for a moment. You can bring in as much of that energy as you need and just really feel into it and feel the difference. Feel how it changes the energy within your body. Okay. Now you can bring your awareness back. That's it. That's the whole practice. You can do this. It takes literally 2 minutes. You can do it every morning, anytime you feel your anxiety spike, anytime you feel like you're spinning, 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 or you can't just get comfortable with yourself. I want to be clear about something though. This is not a visualization exercise in the fluffy sense. What you just did actually sent a signal to your nervous system that you are physically safe. That's what this is about. That's safety. Your body does not distinguish between an imagined threat or a real one. It has no idea what's imagination and what is literally actually happening. And it also doesn't, it can't tell the difference between those things. So this is why visualization is so important. With this exercise, you just told your nervous system, I am rooted, I'm here, I am safe. And that's medicine. That's actually really helpful. So how did that feel? Doing that exercise, getting into that grounding space, really feeling that earth energy settle into your root chakra. Let me know in the comments, even if it's just one word. Let me know how that felt for you. All right, the second practical tool that I want to share with you today is the body check-in. This one is also very simple, and it might feel a little weird at first, but that weirdness is actually information. That's data that you can use. So let's try this 3 times a day. You can set a reminder on your phone if you want. And when that alarm goes off, stop whatever you're doing. And I want you to put one hand on your belly and one on your chest. And I just want you to ask yourself, your body, one simple question. What do you need right now? That's it. What do you need right now? And then, this is the important part, don't answer with your mind, with your brain. Don't think about what you should need or what makes logical sense right now. Just wait and listen and feel into that space and let your body answer, not your mind. It might come as a physical sensation. There might be a pull or a draw towards something. You might receive an image or a word might pop in your mind. Could be water, it could be movement, it could be rest, it could be I need to cry, it could be a whole bunch of anything. And whatever arises for you is perfectly fine. It's your job to just honor whatever comes up, not to analyze it, not to negotiate with it, just honor it. Really listen and follow through, because this is your body talking to you. What you're doing here is rebuilding a communication channel that most of us were trained to ignore at a very young age. We were taught to just push through it. Don't be dramatic. Keep going. Walk it off. I heard that one a lot. Walk it off. But did you die? So the body just stopped being asked. And today you're going to start asking again. And the more consistently you do this, the clearer the signal will get. Your body is not your enemy. It is literally the most honest thing about you, and it never lies. So you really have to learn to trust that. And maybe you might not get anything at first because your body is not used to being asked that anymore. So it might take, like I said, a little practice, a little consistency for you to really jump in and reconnect um, that communication. So I want to check in with you. I want to see how you're feeling right now compared to when we started this session. After both of those tools, thinking about what you're supposed to do to reconnect with your body, how are you feeling about that? What are your thoughts, your comments, your uh, experiences maybe that you've had in the past? Go ahead and let me know. And is there a specific chakra I can't talk today. Is there a specific chakra situation that you're working with currently that you would like to share with us? Because sometimes naming it out loud, putting it on paper, telling someone else kind of helps with that accountability. And it's almost half the work because now it's real. You're making it more real for yourself. So if you're willing to share, go ahead and put that in the comments as well. Okay, so after all the stuff that we went through today, I want to offer all of you who are participating in this session an energy clearing session. I call it the one thing. I'm also offering this at a discounted rate since you're taking part of the challenge like I did yesterday. And this is exactly what it sounds like. You bring me one thing, one situation, one pattern, one place in your body or your life that keeps snagging, keeps getting stuck, something that you can't seem to work through. And in 30 minutes on a Zoom call, I'll do a targeted energy clearing to help you get to the root of the problem. This is not a band-aid. We're getting to the actual root. It's more than just the energy clearing, which we will do, but also working through to figure out why that energy is stuck, what triggered that, how long it's been there, and what you can do practically to kind of make sure it doesn't come back. Because there's an integration process. I've talked about this many times. There's an integration process with these clearings, with these healing sessions that you really need to embody to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And so I'm going to offer this challenge or this discount this week only, this week of the challenge for people who are watching these videos. And if you want to learn more about the offer, just shoot me a DM or you can email me at info@divineascensionco.com and let me know that you heard the discount on the challenge and I will honor that for you, whether it's today or later in the week. If you've been feeling stuck in one specific area, anxious about the same thing over and over again, or you feel blocked in the same place, looping on the same behavior patterns, then this is exactly what I would suggest for you. Okay, so tomorrow is day 3, and I have to be honest with you, this is my favorite part of the whole program. We're going to be opening the heart chakra, and I don't mean that in a soft, let's light a candle way. I mean, we're going to be getting into the work that most people have been avoiding for their whole lives because it's the hardest, but it's also the one that changes everything the fastest. We're going to talk about self-love as a practice, not a feeling that you wait around to have. We're going to touch on the inner child, and we're going to talk about why so many empaths and highly sensitive people are incredible at giving and absolutely terrible at receiving, and how to change that. So, same time, same place tomorrow. And between now and then, try the grounding practice tonight before you go to bed, just once. Feel what it feels like at the end of the day, becoming rooted into that earth energy, to that groundedness, instead of feeling scattered after everything that you experienced for that day. Learn how to really let that go and release that. I'm so proud of you. You're doing the work, guys. I'm so excited to share all of this with you, and I will see you tomorrow.